away from their heathen pagan idols and the mythology of the Greeks. Verse 19, and there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. How amazing this is! Such fickle people, one day they are ready to worship Paul and Barnabas as gods, the next day they stone Paul to death. How like Americans, we follow fads. One time it is the hula hoop, then it is the mini skirt. We simply follow one fad after another. They stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Do you think he was dead? I'll tell you what I think. I think he was dead. Later, Paul writes of the experience. He said, I knew a man in Christ above 40 years ago, whether in body I cannot tell, or whether out of body I cannot tell, God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven, and I knew such a man, whether in body or out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth, how that he was caught up into paradise, and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. That's 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2 through 4. Who was this man? It was Paul himself. And unless I should be exalted above measure from the abundance of the revelation, there was given me a thorn in the flesh, a messenger from Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. That is 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 7. Now it came to my mind here that he skipped a few verses, and it came to my mind that I would like to read them. So if you will bear with me, let me look up 2 Corinthians chapter 12, and he skipped verses 5 and 6, I believe. And so 5 and 6 are, of such an one I glory. Yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I bear it, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, and that he heareth of me. And then verse 9 is a Celebrate Recovery verse, so I'd like to read 8 and 9 too. For these things I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for me, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. And so that actually doesn't finish the chapter, but anyway, I don't think that crowd left him there half dead. I think they left him dead. I believe that God raised him from the dead. Why would God permit this stoning? Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7 tells us, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Paul reaped what he had sowed. He had ordered the stoning of Stephen. Maybe someone will object that now he is converted. Yes, but even after conversion, we will reap whatever we have sown. This is the law of nature as well as the law of operation in our lives. J. Vernon McGee loves to say, and the chickens will come home to roost. We shall reap whatsoever we sow. Because Saul took part in the stoning of Stephen years later, the same thing happened to him. And that concludes